Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. Welcome to r/relationship advice, where OP falls in love with a prostitute. My boyfriend won't talk to me and is suggesting that we break up after I saw his burn scars. My boyfriend's house burned down when he was young due to electrical issues. He and his father were severely burned. They lived, but his mother died. He and I met in freshman year and became best friends in sophomore year. I had never really gotten a good look at his scars until now. I'd only gotten small glimpses if his shirt rode up and he'd quickly fix his shirt to cover it. He always hides his scars. He's constantly wearing jeans and long sleeve shirts even if it's super hot outside. His scars start from the bottom half of his ribs to just above his knees, so this is the only way that he can cover them. He even brings his pajamas to the bathroom to change into. He's done this ever since I've known him, even after passionate hugging, which we do in the dark. This doesn't bother me because I know it's what makes him comfortable. Afterwards, he'll immediately get changed back into his clothes before we cuddle or do anything else. I know that he's ashamed of his scars, and when we were friends, I was fiercely protective and always changed the subject if his scars got brought up, which he's always thanked me for. I have never and would never ask or pressure him to show me. I don't judge his scars or think they're ugly. I thought he knew I wouldn't judge him because some of his dad's burn scars are impossible to cover up. One of them covers half his face, and never once have I judged or even thought his dad's scars were disturbing. He's a very handsome man, they both are, which is why I'm so confused by his reaction and accusation regarding this. I'm a nurse who works weird hours, so sometimes I come home at 9 a.m., sometimes 5 p.m., sometimes at the crack of dawn. I went to immediately take a shower. I was in airplane mode and was completely exhausted. I opened the bathroom door and my boyfriend was getting changed. I saw his scars. I'll admit, I stared. Not because I thought they were gross, but because I was having an oh shoot moment and I knew I screwed up. He and I have been dating for almost a year. I had to move into his place a while ago after my parents went no contact and cut me off after I came out and told them I was dating another man. Long story short, they're toxic Bible-thumping parents. So I'm just not used to sharing an apartment with someone. He blew up at me, yelling at me to get out. Note, he has never yelled at me before this. Sure, we got in arguments and small fights where he raised his voice, but he never full-on yelled. I shut the door and he went quiet. I was pacing in the kitchen for almost 30 minutes when he quickly walked past trying to leave when I stopped him. He was pissed. He was yelling at me that he thought I would know to knock by now, and he questioned if I did it on purpose. I was trying to explain while trying not to cry because I saw how red his eyes were. I knew he was crying. I couldn't say anything. I just made incomprehensible sobs as I tried to explain, but he wouldn't listen and left without saying where he was going. I'm heartbroken. He texted me an hour ago with a single line. I'm not coming home. Tomorrow we can talk about our relationship. I immediately messaged him back asking what that meant and spent several minutes watching that little text incoming bubble bob in and out before he texted whether we should stay together, as if it was obvious. I have no idea what to do. He's my boyfriend. My best friend of 8 years. What the hell do I do? I love him and I can't imagine my life without him. His dad is like a father to me. I have nowhere else to go if he kicks me out. Above all, I can't lose him. I'd rather have to go through coming out again than lose him. How do I make it up to him? How do I let him know that I'm sorry and never meant to make him uncomfortable? For context, he was bullied for his scars. A huge bully from his middle school always sniffed the air when he entered class and said, "Ooh, you guys smell that? Smells like bacon burning." Also, in small glances, a lot of our guy friends would say, "Cool, it looks like Deadpool skin." They were trying to be nice, but they failed horribly. And his family always emphasized that it doesn't matter what he looks like on the outside because he was beautiful on the inside. He also mentioned having a really bad ex-girlfriend who had issues with the scars in the past, but never went too deep into it. And I'm starting to wonder if that's what his overreaction is rooted in. I didn't sleep a lot last night, and based on some comments, I decided to send a text that I love him and his scars don't bother me so I could relieve some tension. He didn't respond to that, but he did come back in the morning. We talked for hours. It started with me apologizing for walking in on him and that I didn't mean to. He admitted that he knew and he apologized for yelling. I suggested that we get locks on the doors, and he seemed pretty happy about that. To clear the air, I asked him about the whether we should stay together text and if it was rooted in his ex-girlfriend. Basically, asking if she broke up with him over that. He admitted that he thought she didn't mind his scars and took his shirt off in front of her. She decided to gasp and start making a big deal about how he cheated on her, and that he made it seem like the scars weren't that bad, and she broke up with him. I have a newfound hatred for her now. He said he knew it wasn't an excuse, but his brain immediately went to that and he freaked out. I asked if he wanted to break up, and he quickly said no, specifically that he was just trying to give me an out if I wanted it. When he told me that, I was relieved. He asked me if I wasn't disgusted, why did I stare? And I said that I had an oh no moment of panic where I knew that I screwed up. He felt awful and apologized for making me feel so uncomfortable in our home, and that he'd try to work on being more comfortable with his scars. OP, I'm glad you worked things out. Based on the story, I didn't really think that your boyfriend was angry at you. I think he was just kind of freaked out because you barged in on him without him expecting it, and he was kind of caught off guard. It's great to hear that you could have a normal conversation about that. Unlike his ex-girlfriend, oh my god. What kind of awful person sees someone's disfigurement and then immediately breaks up with them? I'm a 27-year-old guy, and my 24-year-old girlfriend only got me passionate hugging for my birthday. She thought that was enough to be the only thing. We argued about it, and now we aren't speaking. What should I do? My girlfriend and I have been dating for about 10 months now. We've had a good relationship for the most part. I've had the chance to celebrate her birthday with her. I got her a bunch of stuff and planned a night out for us. This is the first time that she celebrated my birthday with me. I'm not someone who requires a lot of presents, but I do like some thought to be shown at least. I don't know what I expected her to get me. When she asked, I hinted about some things that I needed. All were cheap and inexpensive. She asked me a few times about what I usually like to do for my birthday. I figured I'd at least get that and maybe a dinner or something. I got home from work that evening and was expecting to be waiting on presents or something of that sort. Instead, I walked into her naked. I was actually excited, as I obviously do enjoy passionate hugging with her, and I thought this was just the start of the night. Well, afterwards, I asked what we were going to do about food. She said she hadn't planned that, but that she wanted a salad. It was obvious that she didn't plan that part out. I tried to remain silent about presents and asking about stuff because I didn't want to seem needy or entitled. Finally, it was time to go to sleep that night, and nothing happened. She finally asked, "Well, was that everything you wanted? Was it a successful birthday?" I didn't want to lie, so I told her that I was a little disappointed. I explained the passionate hugging was great, but that I felt a little sad because there was nothing else. She looked at me with a surprised look on her face. She said, "Are you kidding me? I thought all guys would die for that on their birthday." She said that all the guys in her previous relationship had loved that as a present. She said that I must be crazy. She said that she thought about getting something else but figured this would be better. I said that I loved having that for a present, but I thought that she would at least put in a little more thought of giving me a card or something. She scoffed at me and got out of bed. She said she was going home, and for me to call her when I wasn't acting like a spoiled little kid. Should I apologize for acting that way? What should I do? OP, passionate hugging isn't a gift, it's part of a normal relationship. She's kind of treating it in like a transactional way, which is not a healthy way to think about that. I mean, maybe she did something special, like she did something for you that normally she doesn't do, but this time she did it. Then, yeah, I guess in that case I could consider it to be sort of like a more reasonable birthday gift. But outside of that, she's not even taking you to dinner. She didn't get you a cake, not even a cupcake. OP, you're not the one acting like a spoiled little kid. She is. Your girlfriend needs a dose of reality, and one of the things you can do is show her this Reddit thread, because pretty much everyone down here is agreeing with me. I'm a 40-year-old man, and I'm in love with a 25-year-old escort. 8 years ago, my wife passed away, and I had a difficult time coping. Eventually, I tried online dating, but it went nowhere. I started seeing an escort, and she was amazing. We really connected on an emotional level as well as a physical level. I've seen her at least once a week for the past 5 years. I feel like we've grown close over this time, and she's opened up to me as well. She's told me her real name. I've been to her actual condo. She told me her reasons for becoming an escort. We talked about her family. And I've even taken her on vacation several times. We text daily. We've talked about her school and her career, and this is what's messing me up. I feel a strong connection, but I also realize it's her job, and I'm paying her. The problem I'm having is that she's now done with school and is ready to move back home and begin her career and quit being an escort. She told me all this during Christmas. She bought me a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. WTF? She said it was a thank you for being such a great client all these years, and she said she's gonna miss me. She said that even though I was a client, I always made her feel special. She said she's going to miss venting to me and appreciating me always listening to her. She said she's planning on making the move this spring. I'm mentally preparing for it, but I don't know if I can handle it. I think I'm in love with her. I want to tell her this. I want to tell her I love her and that she means everything to me. I really think that she has feelings too, but I don't know. Maybe she's just really good at her job. It's probably a long shot, but I'd love to be in a real relationship with her. Hell, I'd even relocate with her. Should I tell her I love her? I'm 40 years old with no kids. I don't have a lot of close friends. All I have is my career. What do I have to lose? I don't know. Then again, if this is all just a part of her job as an escort, I don't want to make her feel awkward. And then OP posted an update. So I told her how I felt. We had another amazing time this weekend. We were cuddling in bed and looking at potential homes for her when she moves back. She seemed very excited about her future. At this point, I wasn't going to say anything. She seemed so excited about her future that I didn't want to ruin the moment. As we were about to fall asleep, she said that she was going to miss this. I asked her to explain, and she said she's going to miss snuggling with me, my massages, hair play, and chatting and hanging out in bed. So then I told her. I told her how amazing of a person she was and how I was excited for her future too. I said that she positioned herself to get everything she wanted out of life. I thanked her for everything she'd done and how important she'd been to me over the years. I said that I'd developed deep feelings for her, and I asked if we could see each other after she retires. I asked if I could take her out on a real date afterwards. Her response? I care about you too, but let's not complicate things right now and enjoy our remaining time together. She fell asleep shortly thereafter, while I was up all night with my heart breaking. The next morning, I apologized for making things weird. She said it's fine and she understands and not to worry about it. She seemed to be taking this so calmly and casually, like it didn't affect her at all. Meanwhile, I'm dying inside. Before I left, she recommended a friend of hers who's also an escort that I can see once she retires. Ouch. This was Sunday. For the next few days, it was weird. Usually we text all the time and she'd send me cute pics and stuff, but there was barely any communication. Then I received an email. She tells me that I've been an important part of her life too and that I've helped her grow throughout the years. She says that she has feelings too, but she's unsure of what they are exactly. Somewhere along the way the lines were blurred, and she said it was her fault for letting that happen. She doesn't want to explore those feelings because she has to move on with her life. She says that it'll never work because there are so many obstacles to overcome. Mainly the fact that she'll be living on the other side of the country. She says she's open to being friends, but she isn't even sure about that because it might complicate things. She suggested that we take a break from seeing each other for a while. I replied and apologized again for making things weird. I told her that she was special and I'll support whatever she wants to do. Well, I'm absolutely destroyed. I mean, I knew this probably wasn't going to end well, but I don't know how I'm going to get over this heartbreak. I don't know if I'll ever see her again. What am I going to do now? No one wants to be with a broken down 40-year-old man. For her, I'm happy that she's starting a new life. She'll be successful in her new career. She'll get married and start a family. I was delusional to think that it could have been with me. I want to thank everyone for the kind words and support. Maybe it's time for some professional help. Or maybe I should just go see that other escort. OP, I think that your feelings are all pretty normal. The only thing I would say is if you do decide to go for that other escort, be more careful this time. Also, don't be so hard on yourself. You're a single guy with no kids and you make enough money that you can afford an escort every single week. A lot of girls in their 30s would be falling over themselves to get a guy like you. If you watch my channel, you know that I love Raycons. I use them, my brother uses them, my wife uses them, my wife even sleeps with them in. They sell for about half the price of other earbuds on the market and they still have great audio quality. They give you about 6 hours of playtime, they're comfortable, they come in a range of colors, and they don't have any dangling wires or stems. I know that a lot of my fans out there listen to my content while driving, or doing homework, or cooking, or doing chores around the house, so why not listen with the highest quality wireless earbuds? And if you're worried, I've got 2 special offers for you. First, you can go to buyraycon.com/r/YT to get 15% off your order. Secondly, if you get them and decide that you don't like them, there's a 45-day free return policy. So what have you got to lose? Affordable, high quality, and super easy to use. I mean, I can literally do jumping jacks with mine in and they don't fall out. So once again, go to buyraycon.com/r/YT to get 15% off your order. That was r/relationship advice, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.